Yo, welcome back to the channel everyone, and in this video we're going to be going over the new best settings to use here in Cold War Season 5. Now, I'm going to prepare you guys. I run some of the most unique settings possible in Cold War, but they are geared to drastically improve your aim, accuracy, as well as gun skill. I want each and every last one of you to give these a try, and you're going to see a lot of improvement in your gameplay. So, with that being said, the like goal on this video has to be 750 likes. If we can get 750 likes in under 24 hours, that'd be absolutely incredible. Now, let me know down in the comment section right now, what are your current sensitivity settings you guys are running in game? Let's go ahead and check out these settings. Now, you guys can see here, I play with an Xbox Elite controller on PC, but these settings are going to work no matter what controller you guys play on and no matter what console you guys are on, PC, Xbox, or the PS4, PS5. Now, you guys can also see here, I run a 3 horizontal as well as a 3 vertical sensitivity. I play on the lowest sensitivity possible that is actually usable in game. Now, the reason I go ahead and play on a low sensitivity as opposed to maybe a 7, 8, 9, or a 10, like I see a lot of other players and other content creators use, is because you have to remember, this is a boots on the ground Call of Duty where all the gunfights are going to be happening to your left, directly in front of you, or to your right. This is not a jetpack COD that has enhanced movement. There is no reason to be spinning around. There is no reason to have any other incredible, insane sensitivity settings. You don't need it. You simply need a sensitivity setting that, number one, is going to be practical for the game you are playing, and number two, a sensitivity setting that you guys can control while trying to take enemies out at medium to longer ranges. That's where a lot of players are going to fall short for FPS shooters, is taking people out at those longer ranges, and I feel that playing on a low sensitivity is going to make that light years easier to handle as opposed to playing on something like a 7, 8, or a 9, or a 10 sensitivity. It just doesn't make sense on a boots on the ground game, and considering the fact that you can still turn on other players while maintaining accuracy on a 3 sensitivity. Why would you not want to do that? Now, for my ADS low and my high, I am playing on a 0.7 for both of these. Now, the reason I go ahead and reduce this from the standard 1 is so I have less stick play in my right thumbstick when I'm aimed down sight, trying to take enemies out at longer ranges. This is going to be a huge help. I cannot explain how huge this is when trying to engage enemies at longer ranges. Remember, long-range gunfights is where a lot of players are going to fall short. So if you guys are drastically trying to improve your aim, accuracy, as well as your gun skill, definitely go ahead and bump down your sensitivity as well as your ADS low and high. You're going to see a tremendous improvement in your gameplay, and you're going to find yourself staying on target, taking out enemies at longer ranges while still having mobility at close range. Now, for my button layout, I am playing on tactical. Fellas, if you guys are not playing on tactical, I honestly do not know what you guys are doing. It doesn't matter what controller you guys are playing on. An Xbox Elite, a SCUF, a PS4 controller. Tactical is the absolute best button layout because it's going to remap your crouch and prone button to pressing down on the right thumbstick so you guys can get in and out of cover a lot easier, and this is how you can stay alive and manipulate the movement system here in Black Ops Cold War. It's honestly amazing, and you're also be able to drop shot players a lot easier while running the tactical button layout, and because running the airborne elastic wrap or the GRU elastic wrap is going to be, a best option under the handle category, you're going to have full kind of usage of that attachment because, again, you're going to be able to drop shot enemies a lot easier because your crouch and prone button is going to be remapped to your right thumbstick. That's something you do not have to move your finger off of, so you have access to that movement mechanic at all times, and that's how you're going to win a lot more gunfights at close range. So definitely go ahead and swap to the tactical button layout. You're not going to regret it. Now we're going to transition down to the aim response curve type, and I play on linear. Now linear is going to allow you to have aim stick map directed to aim rate. The aim stick curve is the same as the aim rate. This is overall going to smoothen out your gameplay and make transitioning from target to target to target a lot easier here in Black Ops Cold War, and overall just give you a better controller feel. So definitely go ahead and play on linear. Now for my controller vibration, I have this disabled. This is going to be one of those settings where you're either going to disable it and absolutely never turn it back on, or disable it and find yourself liking vibration. Now I disabled my vibration back in Call of Duty 4, and I have not went back to having controller vibration. I've actually removed the rumbles from my controller to have a little bit extra weight reduction and overall have a better feel of my controller. Now again, this is a setting that you guys can either turn off, turn back on, but realistically, I personally like vibration off, and I find myself being more accurate because that's less movement, that's less rumble on your controller, so it's going to be easier to take enemies out at longer ranges. And again, that is where a lot of players are going to fall short. A lot of these settings build on top of each other. Running a low sensitivity, reducing your ADS low and high zoom, and also going ahead and disabling vibration is going to have a significant impact on how you guys can improve your aim, gun skill, and overall just enjoy Black Ops Cold War a lot more. So definitely go ahead and mess around with the vibration settings. Now again, everything else is going to be pretty much the same as far as the controller settings goes. I don't really mess with any of these because I personally do not feel that you should be messing with them. Aim assist target mode, honestly, I keep this on standard because this is a setting that's going to vary from Call of Duty to Call of Duty, and the worst thing you want to have happen when playing honestly any FPS shooter is get used to a setting that's not available in the next game. You're going to have to relearn everything all over again, and that's frustrating, and nobody wants to do that. So I'd recommend keeping this on standard, but everything else is going to be the same and nothing else is going to be changed. Now we're going to go over to the audio. This is where a lot of settings I feel are overlooked and not taken seriously. Now again, my master volume is at 100. My music volume I have it reduced down to 70 just so I can hear a little bit of footsteps a lot easier. Sound effects is on 100, dialogues on 100, cinematics on 100. But here's where things get different. My audio preset is going to be selected to high boost. This is going to be a setting that is absolutely perfect if you guys play with a headset. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what headset you have. I have Astro A40s, but it's going to work with some Samsung, Turtle Beaches, whatever headset you have. Playing on the high boost is going to be absolutely perfect because you're going to be able to hear footsteps, and you're also going to be able to pinpoint gunfire a lot easier. In a way, having a headset is like having a UAV but in your ears. I can hear people running around corners, I can anticipate where people are going to come from, and I can also pinpoint gunfire so I know where people are on the map without actually having a UAV. This is going to be super important when playing respawn modes, going for nukes, and incredibly important, I cannot stress this, incredibly important when playing Search and Destroy and kind of figuring out where people are at. So definitely go ahead and play on high boost if you guys have not already. And again, everything else is going to be pretty much the same. I have not messed with any of this because realistically you do not need to. Now we're going to go over and transition to the graphic settings, which are also equally important and I feel that people are kind of neglecting. Now I play on full screen and I have an 120 hertz monitor. I play on an Asus TUF monitor, which I recommend you guys going ahead and copying one if you guys are in the market for a monitor. It's around 250 bucks, but at the same time, this is the first Call of Duty where I've actually played on a proper gaming monitor, and the first Call of Duty where I played on 120 hertz. So if you guys are on the fence of, is it actually worth the upgrade? Yes, it's honestly mind-boggling how much of a difference this makes. I used to play on a regular Samsung TV monitor, and when I got this Asus TUF monitor, all the graphics, all of the color, the scheme, everything was a lot clearer, and it just made everything look a lot better. And I'm actually partially colorblind, so having a proper gaming monitor is going to help you out in that sense if you also are partially colorblind or just want to take your gaming to the next level. So definitely go ahead and consider copying a new gaming monitor that supports 120 hertz if you guys have not already. Now we're going to go down to the field of view, which I have selected to 120. Now I recommend you guys playing on 120 FOV if you guys are playing on PC or a next generation console. Now I do not recommend playing on 120 if you guys are playing on the original PS4 or the Xbox, because it's not going to run proper. I recommend you guys staying around 110 so your game does not get grainy and hazy. But if you guys are playing on next gen or you guys are playing on PC, 120 all the way, you're going to get a larger field of view. It's also going to allow you to control your weapons a lot easier, and you're overall going to see players before they can see you, and that's going to be a tremendous advantage over last gen console players. Now for my ADS field of view, I have this selected to effected because this is going to match your aim down sight to your field of view, and this is how a lot of PC players seem like their guns have no recoil or they're running some type of modification. It's not that. It's literally the affected ADS field of view, kind of just mirroring your FOV, and again, it's going to remove a lot of the visual recoil you guys can see on screen, and overall making guns a hell of a lot easier to control here in Black Ops Cold War. So definitely go ahead and make these two adjustments if you guys are playing on next gen, or if you guys are playing on PC, it's going to work flawlessly. Now everything else is going to be pretty much the same, and it's going to be dependent on what type of monitor you guys are playing on. Now these are going to be the absolute best settings to run in Black Ops Cold War Season 5. Now I want you guys to go back to your controller settings. If you guys have that already, make sure you guys are reducing your horizontal and vertical sensitivity to 3.3 or at least a 4. Give it a try. A lot of people knock this because they say it's too slow, but give it a try. Every single person I've talked to that has reduced its sensitivity from, let's say, a 7, 8 down to a 3 or a 4 has seen a significant improvement in their aim, accuracy, as well as their gun skill. And also go ahead and drop down your ADS low and your high zoom to a 0.7. You're going to have less stick play and overall more consistency and control over long range engagements. Hope you guys do go ahead, try out these settings, and if you guys do check these settings out and drop your most kills, your highest KD ratio, or maybe even your first nuke or tactical nuke, let me know down in the comment section of this video. Do not forget, about 70% of you guys who are watching the content each and every day are not yet subscribed, so click the notification bell and become part of the Ears family. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.